Good evening, and welcome to Live from Ponyboy. I'm Chad Whitehead, and I'm glad you're here with us tonight. It's Friday night. We made it through the week. Hope you're having as good a night as you can while you're social distancing. If you're watching this on Facebook or Twitter right now, an easy way to support us is to go share this feed. Over 15,000 people have watched last night's episode, and we got to keep the momentum up. Speaking of support, we would not be able to be here right now without the generous support of the Oklahoma Shirt Company. Thank you so much to Oklahoma Shirt Company for underwriting tonight's episode. This whole project stems from a desire to support the Oklahoma City music industry while we are pretty much out of work, all waiting for all this to blow over. An easy way to support us, hit the web store right now and buy some Tower and Ponyboy merch, as well as merch from our artists. All of those proceeds just go to help us bridge the gap while we wait for things to get back to normal. You guys are in for a treat tonight. Stay right where you are. It's the Carter Sampson Trio.
I like whiskey, and I like wine. I love your loving most of the time. And I like the daybreak, and I ain't been to sleep. I like you most of all when I ain't seen you in weeks. So hold on tight. Gonna be a wild ride. I won't let go if you won't let go too. Hold on tight. It's gonna be a wild ride. I won't let go if you won't let go too. And I could be unruly, I can be me. I can be the sweetest thing. But I'm like a flower. If you don't give me what I need, I won't bloom and I'll just hang out with you. So hold on tight. It's gonna be a wild ride. I won't let go. Won't let go too. Hold on tight. It's gonna be a wild ride. I won't let go if you won't let go too. Hold my ankles so I won't float away. Tell me all the things I need you to say. I was born in June under a Virgo moon. I can laugh and cry at the same time. And I can be hard to handle. I can have a heart of gold. Stick with me and I'll show you my world. Hold on tight. Gonna be a wild ride. I won't let go if you won't let go too. Hold on tight. It's gonna be a wild ride. I won't let go if you won't let go too. I won't let go if you won't let go too. joining us tonight, y'all. Howdy from Oklahoma. My name is Carter Sampson, and I'm so honored to be on this stage at Ponyboy right now with two of my best buds. This is Jason Scott right here from Moore, Oklahoma.
Hey.
Ooh, and the crowd goes wild. And this right here is Kyle Reed on the pedal steel and guitar
Howdy.
from Norman, Oklahoma.
Howdy, howdy.
And we know we have friends and fans all over the world, and I know that some of y'all overseas even set your alarms so you could wake up in the middle of the night and listen to us, and that just means the world to me. That's why we're here, is because we're musicians, and this is the only thing we know how to do is play music. And so we hope that you can take a minute and take a deep breath and just enjoy some music. Here's a good old-fashioned Oklahoma song that I wrote. I could ride the wind and have the tribes on my side. The stars to guide me to my dust bowl throne. It's in the land where the buffalo roam. Have a castle built like a teepee, and everybody would love me. Yeah, I'd be friends with Wanda and Woody, rubbing elbows with Will and Larry. If I was the queen of the stars to guide me to my dust bowl throne. It's in the land, it's in the land, in the land the buffalo roam. Nice job, boys.
Are we the queens?
You are. I really love it when I hear these guys sing harmony to that song. It just makes me happy. Thanks for tuning in out there, wherever you are. I'm gonna play you a new song now. Kyle Reed and I here have been brewing up some recordings
It's true.
back when we were allowed to go to each other's houses.
Right. We spent a whole week at Carter's house just recording these songs, and it was a whole lot of fun. Bubba helped.
Yeah, he did. My dog Bubba was his executive producer. I wrote this song for my mama because sometimes it doesn't matter how old you are. Sometimes you need to call your mom and have a good cry. And I also wanted her to know that I appreciate her letting me do that, and also that I'm gonna be okay, and that we're all gonna be okay. So this is for all you mamas out there. This one's called Gold. Oh, I've got scars, and I've got lines here, souvenirs from harder times. I punched out the glass when it got in my way. I could see out, but it wouldn't let me straight. I've been working twice as hard as most everybody else. I was running so fast I ran myself, just trying to be heard, stand out from the crowd, see what comes out of me when I'm turned around. Mama, don't you worry about me, I'll be fine. When tears come as easy as I leave them behind, I won't be bad, no, I won't be sold. I'll be right, Mama, 'cause you made me at gold. When I grow up, I wanna be like you. I don't wanna act like those other guys do. So braid my hair from the top of my head, 'cause I don't have time to deal with it. Mama, don't you worry about me, I'll be fine. My tears come as easy as I leave them behind. I won't be bad, no, I won't be sore. I'll be alright, Mama, 'cause you made me out of gold. I cut my own wings, I tied my own hands, I walked all the way home from the promised land. Put it all back together when it all fell apart. I've given everything I got with my whole heart. So Mama, don't you worry about me, I'll be fine. My tears come as easy as I leave them behind. I won't be bad, no, I won't be sore. I'll be alright, Mama, 'cause you made me out of gold. flowers come as easy as I leave them behind. I won't be back, no, I won't be sold. I'll be alright, mama. I'll be alright, mama. I'll be alright, mama. 'Cause you made me out of gold. All right. This is really fun, you guys. I hope you're having as much fun on your couch as we are right here in Oklahoma City at Ponyboy inside the Tower Theater. I'd like to give a shout out to the crew here at the Tower. They've always been total professionals, and they make us sound
Hear,
good
hear.
and look good, and they bring good music to Oklahoma City. And yeah, support this business because we need it. We need it around these parts. We're gonna play a song. I have a couple of CDs. If you still have a CD player, I've got a couple of CDs for sale at the Tower's merch store, and I also have several others that are on iTunes and Amazon. And the boys and I here, the trio, put out an EP
Called
into the-
Trio.
It's
Yeah.
called Trio. Isn't that creative?
We had a meeting.
It's out there that we released it last if you will. So this is one of those songs that's on that little record, and it's also on full-length record that I put out several years ago. Hope you're doing okay out there. Sending you lots of love and peace and calmness right now. It's crazy out there. Oh, I forgot. We've hired this player to play on this song. I almost forgot all about him.
How many coop beers has he had?
He's had a few.
Twice as many as you and I have.
Had a few. Okay, you guys. We are no longer a trio. Does this make us a quartet now? I'm not sure how that works. Sorry.
Nope. Okay.
No more jokes.
Here we go.
I've got a wilder side. Sleep all day and stay up all night.
on, Bubba.
I've got a gypsy soul. Can't stay here, so I will go. I am gone with the wind and out with the old. 'Cause I've got a gypsy soul. Now I'm driving all night just to be alone. See baby dames are singing on the radio. And it's been so long since I heard from you. Oh, it's a wild girl you've been. I've got a wilder side. I sleep all day and stay up all night. Hallelujah, we made it out alive. 'Cause I've got a wilder side. I've got a wilder side. I've got a wilder side. We're gonna keep him around. He did all right that time, I thought. That is our brand new drummer. Actually, he's not new. He went on tour with us last fall in Europe, and
He almost got fired.
He almost got fired. He messed up a few times, but he's back now after a long hiatus. I love playing with these guys, and for many reasons, but the big one I think is that they're really super fun to hang out with, and they're very, very talented musicians in their own right, and both singer-songwriters, and both play multiple instruments, and both know how to record things and turn knobs and make things sound good. And so I want each of them to play you a song tonight, and I want you to check out their music as well, because it's a real honor to have them playing on stage with me tonight. I think they arm wrestled for it or something earlier, and Kyle over
won.
here is going to play the first song for you. This is Kyle Reed from Norman, Oklahoma, and he has a really great band, Kyle Reed and the Low Swingin' Chariots. I always say they'll make you dance even if you don't want to.
Even if you don't want
That
to.
kind of music.
Hi, Taylor.
Kyle Reed, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Carter. And it's such a privilege to be here, hanging out with my good friends tonight. And I'm honored to have this opportunity to play a song. I'm going to play a song of mine I wrote called "Dancing Alone." I wrote it about being separated from my girlfriend at the time. You know, we lived in different cities, and I had a gig on New Year's, and we couldn't hang out New Year's. But the whole song for me, when I wrote it, it was cruxed around this idea of this time next year, which is the line that brings in the bridge. And I can't help but think about, this time next year during this time.
Christmas alone.
Right? Oh, man. Although a little bit of personal space is okay. That's all right. Here we go. Professionals.
We tour.
Dancing alone at a happening place to Auld Lang Syne on the last evening of the year, with a drink in my hand and a frown on my face. Swear I'd be smiling if you were here. But maybe this time next year I won't be dancing alone. And maybe this time next year I could be taking you home instead of dancing alone and feeling lonely. To Auld Lang Syne on the last evening of the year. But maybe this time next year I won't be dancing alone. And maybe this time next year I could be taking you home instead of dancing alone. As the clock strikes midnight to Auld Lang Syne, to Auld Lang Syne, to Auld Lang Syne, on the last evening of the year. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Reed. I love that song.
Me too.
Jason Scott over here, him and I wrote a lot of the songs on Lucky together, and we recorded it at his studio in Moore, Oklahoma, and he's my brother from another mother.
Yes.
And he's going to play us a new song, I think,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty excited about. Jason Scott.
I got a new record coming out here, but in a few months we decided to push it back a little bit. And I had a song. Let me check the time. Okay, we're good. I had a song on there that's sort of about political climate. It was written, a while back, and it was just, it's just too negative for where we are right now today in this current climate. So last night I really, really wanted to write something positive. I just want to encourage everybody, I've just been really feeling that, and a lot of other people have too, and of course that's the meaning behind these live streams is we're trying to keep all this stuff positive, and there is an end in sight. And any hoot, I wrote this song, and it's called The Victory, and we kind of practiced it today. And anyways, do what you want with it, but the whole meaning and point behind it is just maybe to offer you some encouragement. And a lot of this stuff sometimes is kind of mind over matter. It's easy to get lost in space alone, or shut in with who and where you're at. But it's all gonna be all right. Herpes lasts a lot long. Okay, all right, we'll all get over Corona. Sorry. There's a bad day rising, hell on the horizon. I'm not panicking, no, not me, 'cause I got the victory. Shadows been going round, Nashville's a ghost town, but it won't be long till those birds sing. I got the victory, victory, victory. You can have it if you want. You can let you free. You can count on me. Tell you what happened. I came down with a case of mercy. This ain't about me. Man, it feels like the victory. And it's only, forgot the words. Hold on, let me go back to it. Here we go. I spread it to a few friends. Man, this is how the healing wins, with 2 or 3. Yeah, all agree, nothing's gonna take our victory. Victory, victory. It's yours if you want it. It'll make you free, and you can count on me. Yeah, you can count on me. Oh, you can count on me. Anything you need. I know these are trying times. If we all make up our minds, keep pouring out love. You can count on me. Yeah, you can count on me. You can count on me. Well, glory, glory. Ain't it a beautiful story how we beat this thing? So sick of fighting, we all caught the victory. Birds of a feather, we're all stuck together, yeah, flying free. Just as happy as can be, high on the victory. Well, I forgot a few words, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Good one.
It's a mind thing.
I think that just brings it back around that music is totally healing for a lot of us. So if you are feeling lonely, I know there's so many musicians doing this live stream thing. It's really cool. I've been doing it quite a bit for my Facebook page, and it's awesome to do it here with these professional people that are making us sound good. We're going to play another song that's on that trio record. This is also on my album that's called Lucky, and this song is a true story. This is the story of a woman named Catherine Slaughterback. And if you're not familiar with her, I highly recommend you open up another window in your browser and Google Rattlesnake Kate, and her picture will pop right up. She was quite the woman. She lived a long time ago in Colorado, and she became semi-famous for killing a whole mess of rattlesnakes one day because she had to keep her son and herself and her horse alive, and she took them back home after she killed that mess of snakes, and she made this really cute dress out of them and paraded around town in her snakeskin dress, and she's exactly the kind of woman I'd like to be someday. This one's called Rattlesnake Kate. I was born where the sugar beets grow, up in a mountain down a dirt road. Married 6 times and none of them took. Never praised the Lord, I never read the good book. Well, I lived in the coop while I built the farm. Yeah, I got knocked up, I had to raise a boy. On my own, I do all the heavy lifting on my own. On my own, I do all the heavy up on my pony out to the pond. Got a 22 Remington and my son, surrounded by snakes through the rattling kind. Is anyone else would have lost their mind? I ran out of bullets, so I grabbed my knife. I had to sling my blade to save my life. Killed 140 without a scratch. Burns on my face and blisters on my feet. Fighting off snakes in the summer heat. Got back home and put 'em on a line. And I left them there in the sun to dry. Well, before you know it, I'll be out on the town. Yeah, the best dressed woman in a snakeskin gown. I killed 140 without a scratch. And don't you know I made shoes to match? Now I raise goats to cover up the smell of the air coming off of that moonshine still. Or I'm looking for ducks hunters left behind. Food on the table, a piece of mind. Sell the venom to science and rattles for $1. Just to make it ends meet as a single mother. Now I've done what I did so I could survive. Raise my kid and live my life. Now I'm famous, they all know my name. Saying, hey there, kid. On my own, I do all the heavy lifting on my own. Fun, you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers out there. Sweet. All right. We've been given the 5-minute countdown, and we're going to play you one more song. 10 Penny Dudes. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's become this strange online community of musicians and fans and people who like music and people who need music, and I really love it. Every time I've done a live stream, I know people from all over the world are tuning in, and we're all in this together, folks. It doesn't matter where you are or what you look like. So thanks for spending your time here with us. Thank you so much to the Tower Theater and Ponyboy for working so hard to make this happen.
Absolutely.
We're going to bring back our drummer for this last song. This is Kyle Reed over here, Jason Scott. My name is Carter Sampson, and this is a song that's on my record that I wrote for the great Guy Clark. This is a story that was inspired by him. It's called 10 Penny Nail. Gonna nail wash my hands, wash my hands. You've been speaking your own language, no one speaking mine. I'm citing notes and food under the door, but I won't buy. My soul's starving for nothing you can't make. If you wanna fix me something, fix this heartache. I'd rather wait around and drink until I die. Walk back through that door again. $10 bottle, shut you out. 10 penny nail, shut me in. Then listen to the sound pounding in my ear, drowning out the words you won't say. I've been hollering and screaming, exercising demons, playing games I don't know how to play. I'd rather wait around and drink until I die. Walk back through that door again. $10 bottle, shut you out. 10 penny nail, shut me in. Between the liars and the lovers is where I draw the line. So long, honey, it ain't funny. I'm turning out the light. $10 bottle to shut you out. 10 penny nail to shut me in. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I really appreciate it.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into the live stream at Ponyboy. My name is Alex and I'd like to introduce a new segment that we're going to do between the performances and the interviews for the rest of the shows throughout the month. This is called our safety meeting. It's a time for us to get together with some of our bar staff from Tower as well as Ponyboy to show off a lot of the spirits that we think make our program special and hopefully give you some fun ideas to utilize at home while we're in this little bit of a quarantine situation. Today we're going to get right into our first spirit and our first sponsor, which is going to be Prairie Wolf Distilling. Really amazing company, started in Guthrie, Oklahoma. They're Oklahoma's first distilled spirits producer, first ones allowed to distill in the state. Really wonderful company. We're going to talk about a few different styles of Collins cocktail with their vodka, their gin, their coffee liqueur, as well as their rum, featuring our bartenders on the tip pool today. The tip pool is our Venmo account for our bar staff. It's at the tip pool. Very simple. Today's featured bartenders are going to be Colby Poulin and Haley Harwell, and I'll introduce them in just a second. The very first cocktail that we're going to do is a classic Tom Collins, traditionally made with an old school style Old Tom gin, which is a lightly sweetened gin. But today we're going to use Prairie Wolf's Loyal. It's made with cardamom, coriander, juniper, which is traditional for most and all gins, and then we're using some green tea in that as well to bring up those botanicals. Sourced from right here in Uptown at Urban Tea House. The next thing we're going to add to this is just a touch of sweetener. I recommend simple syrup to let the flavors of the gin speak out on their own, but you're welcome to use honey or anything else that you have around, and I'll let my other bartenders talk about those other options in a second. Sweetener is where you're going to add a little bit of that extra flavor in if you'd like to. Keep it classic, clean. We're going to use some fresh lemon juice as well. Just 3/4 ounce on both the simple syrup as well as the lemon juice, and should balance out really nicely. I would start there. If it's too sweet or too sour, you're welcome to tweak it. I'm going to ice this down, get a nice glass going for us. If you don't have fancy shaker tins at home, you can buy some really awesome products from another one of our sponsors, Barkeep OKC. Really wonderful local business owner, Julia McGlish, down in Midtown. She's taking by appointment only requests, so any bitters, shakers, strainers, anything like that that you would need to have fun with some of these cocktails at home, highly recommend hitting her up. So we're going to give this a nice shake here. You can do this in a pitcher, you can do it in a mason jar. There's a bunch of different ways to combine the ingredients, but all we're looking for is a little bit of aeration and a little bit of dilution. So now that we have all these ingredients combined, we're just gonna take a little bit of Schweppes Club Soda. Like I mentioned, Topo Chico, Waterloo Soda. There's a bunch of different things that you can utilize at the grocery store that'll get you those bubbles you need to make this long spring cocktail. I like to go ahead and combine the two really thoroughly so that way your first sip isn't just a big old hit of sugar, acid, or spirit, or just dry bubbles, but keep it all combined in together. For this classic Tom Collins, I'm just gonna use a lemon wedge over the top so I can adjust the sweetness of it with a touch of citrus. And there you have it, folks. So that's my favorite version. I like to go easy, clean, simple. I'm kind of a classic person when it comes to my drinks. But next up, we're gonna try a different variation with Haley Harwell from the Tower Theater, as well as Pump Bar. Come on up, Haley.
What's up, guys? Like Alex said, my name is Haley Harwell, aka Haquan. I am from Pump Bar and Tower Theater. So we are doing a different rendition on this. Like Alex said, all you need is a spirit, a sweetener, and a citric acid or any sort of citrus you want. So I'm going to be using vodka today from Prairie Wolf, of course. And then this is a special ingredient that we're going to use. We're going to be using strawberry jelly. So what's really cool about this is that you can use any sort of strawberry jelly or any sort of jam, anything you have at home, as your simple syrup and your sweetener. All you have to do is dilute it on your stove with some water and you're good to go. And then I'm going to be using lime juice instead of lemon. Get a little bit of ice in here. Put ice in our cup. Yeah! Alright. I can get this. There we go. Alright. Like Alex said, any sort of like seltzer water, Topo Chico, anything. If you want this a little bit sweeter, you can actually use Sprite if you want. Alright. And for garnish today, we're going to be using some beautiful mint. Just give it a little slap. Stick that guy in there and then you're good to go. Good like summer, spring rendition on a Collins. So next we have Colby.
Hey, Colby.
Thanks, Haley. Beautiful looking drink there. So this cocktail that I kind of thought of here is going to be a combination of a Collins and a classic called a Revolver. The Revolver is going to be a whiskey base and coffee liqueur with some orange bitters. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace the whiskey with Obahoshi rum, which is made from Prairie Wolf Distilleries. It's a sorghum-based rum. It's got some great sweetness to it, which is great for our Collins as well. And then we're gonna just lighten it up a little bit with the Collins style. So we're gonna stir this drink because we've got a little more booze in it. We're not actually adding some citrus. So we'll start with an ounce and a half rum. I'm actually gonna make this 2 ounces because I'm making it for myself. And we're gonna go with 3/4 ounces of Prairie Wolf Dark, which is a phenomenal coffee liqueur. Prairie Wolf's distillery, again, they are fantastic. So we're gonna use Winship bitters, which you can get Winship bitters. They're local, Oklahoma City local. They are gonna be down at Julia's store, Barkeep as well. So like Alex was saying, you can just go ahead and call by appointment. We're going to do some orange bitters as well as some tobacco bitters. When you're using these vials rather than the dashers, about a half a vial is going to be about a dash, so you can keep that in mind when you're mixing some cocktails. So we're going to stir this drink up. A good way to tell when you're done stirring is when the liquid and the ice are all going to be moving together cohesively. That's a pretty good area to stop before you over dilute. We'll add some soda water. If you don't have bar spoon or any of the tools that you see us using throughout our series here, you could use the back of a fork, you could use a knife, and you could just use that to stir. So there you are, right there. It's the Revolver Collins. We're gonna hit it with an orange peel. Brighten it up nicely. Nice summertime, refreshing cocktail. Lorera?
Yeah. Awesome. All right, folks. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight to our performances, these interviews, these segments with the bartenders. It means so much to us. If you'd like to contribute to the tip pool tonight, that'll help take care of Colby, Haley, as well as some of our other back bar staff here. You can hit up that Venmo account at the tip pool. We love your support, and we're just thankful to have you tune in. We're going to send you back over to Chad for an interview tonight. Thanks for coming, and cheers.
Thanks for that bar cocktail from our team at Ponyboy and Tower Theater. I wish you all were just a lot busier tonight. It's really hitting the service industry hard right now. If you can hit that Venmo, that virtual Venmo tip jar, that'd really help out. There's just so many people in Oklahoma City and across the country that are in the service industry that are just absolutely wrecked right now. Anything you can do is really going to help out. Carter, thank you for that live performance. That was incredible.
Thanks for having us. That was a lot of fun.
When we cooked up this idea, you were the first artist that I had in mind.
Thank you.
You are the queen of Oklahoma.
Oh, thanks. That's just something I made up, but
I know,
thanks
but
for
it's
playing along.
so accurate. I think, Wanda Jackson might come a calling, but I'm pretty sure she's a gracious lady. She probably doesn't mind, but
she's the best.
yeah, it fits you, and I'm really honored to have you here with us tonight. Thank you for sharing your songs with the world, and that is legitimate. You spend quite a bit of time touring in Europe.
I do.
How has it been for you to watch all of this kind of wave across the world and seeing Europe hit so hard right now? You're someone who's seen all those places in person. You travel there often and perform. What's that feel like for the rest of us? We don't travel there all the time.
It's tough. I'm fortunate because I have friends all over the place and friends all over the world. But in that same aspect, there's, I'm watching from afar and not being able to, we have technology, which is great, but it's just, it's not the same. And my heart goes out every day to people in different places because we're all going to suffer or are suffering in some way. Yeah, it's sad, man.
It stinks. I just found out one of my best buddies in Brooklyn is home alone with coronavirus, and unfortunately he can't get a test. And it's really frustrating because you can't really help someone when you're not immediately near. And even if you were, you really have limited options right now. This is a strange time.
I think texting and calling is huge right now to check in on those people that you were friends with and that you care about and that are alone, because it's tough. It's tough for anyone to go through that. And it's important for friends to be true friends right now and have each other's backs.
It's a good call out. What's it been like for you as an artist to basically have to put your entire livelihood on pause?
Scary. First of all, I went from this is my starting of my busy time of the year, the spring and summer, and it just gets busier and busier, and all of a sudden all that's gone, and that's really hard. It's hard to swallow, and both financially, and I had so much fun. Music, this is all I've ever wanted to do, and it brings me so much joy to be standing on a stage, even if there's no one in the physical audience. It's one thing that I need to do for a release, and that makes me feel good. So, it's a strange adjustment for sure. But I have been doing, I'm getting used to the world of live stream, and it's been interesting. I've been doing some morning concerts from Facebook, and people from all over the place are tuning in. It's been a pretty good way to start the day.
Yeah, a special shout out if you're in Europe right now and you're up really early.
Yeah.
Thank you for setting your alarm. That was totally worth it. I'm speaking for you. I know you agree. That was totally worth it. You do have a very wide audience when it comes to all the touring that you do. I want to talk a little bit about momentum. The last time I saw you live was in Nashville. You were doing a showcase for Americana Fest.
Yeah.
Putting your career on pause hurts from a economic standpoint. What does it do for your momentum as an artist?
I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look on the bright side and use the time that I now have to create new things, write new songs, and take some time to heal my soul and my body from being on the road for so long. But yeah, it is hard because
we do have to keep putting ourselves out there and making new fans and making new music. And it's really hard when all that gets pulled out from under you. Yeah.
You can't just sit at home and write an album if it doesn't feel like the right time to write an album.
Well, there's that, and then we've got so much on our minds. It's hard to focus and do that. I'm hoping to be able to do that more, but
yeah. That's one of the reasons we kicked this whole thing up. Obviously, we want to support our industry, and any money you can donate, that virtual Venmo tip jar will go right to Carter and her band. Any merch that you can purchase, if you don't have the money, don't do it. But if you do, all the proceeds from this are just gonna go to help support our staff while we're waiting for the industry to come back online. Momentum is a real magical, important thing in this industry, and to lose it, it hurts on the venue side as well. It hurts on the booking side for me. It just hurts everybody.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
One of the things we were talking about before the interview was the Oklahoma Rock Camp for Girls, also impacted by momentum, and everything obviously is up in the air right now. But for viewers right now who are not familiar with the Oklahoma Rock Camp for Girls, give them a little bit of an intro.
Yeah, we are an organization that is hopefully going to do our 6th summer camp this year. We have a 1-week-long summer program in July where we have in the past had up to 60 girls between the ages of 8 and 17. They learn how to play either guitar, bass, drums, vocals, or keys, take instrument classes in the morning from local female musicians, and then in the afternoons on day 1 they form bands, and in the afternoons they have band practice. They collaboratively write a song together and perform it in the past right here at the Tower Theater, which has been so cool for them. I mean, not bad for your first gig for if you're 9 years old and have your first band.
I can speak honestly that it's one of our favorite events to host each year.
That's so much fun.
It means a lot. Talk a little bit about why we need to invite and encourage young girls into the live music space, into the music space. Why does that matter so much?
Yeah, we are a music camp, but we are also more maybe about encouraging them to be good to each other, be good to themselves, and encourage them to build up their self-esteem, because being a little girl is hard. Being a teenage girl is even harder than being a young girl. And so we want to provide some positive role models for these girls, some women that truly love themselves and love what they do, and can be good role models for these girls. Women are way underrepresented in the music industry all the way around, and in some genres it's even worse than others, and in particular the country scene and the alt country, red dirt, Texas music scene is exceptionally bad for being inclusive of women. And what happens is when we're not given the opportunities to play at festivals and to get out in front of new audiences, then we're forced to do something else, and women already have the responsibility of procreating and keeping the human race going. It's hard enough to get out there and chase your dreams, and so I want to give girls that power, even the ones that don't go on to play music. If you can accomplish such a thing in 1 week when you're 8 or 17 years old, then I think it shows to them they can go on to do pretty much anything they want.
Yeah, it's so important to have a place, a place to learn those important values.
Yeah.
And honestly, speaking from the venue side, we're hoping every year, the Rock Camp for Girls, we're hoping that as many of those girls that want to have a career in music will have that opportunity, because we do need to see more balance on the stage.
Yeah, change is happening slowly but surely. Thank you for recognizing that, and for encouraging us to have our shows here and let me play here tonight.
We like to play our part. I hope we play our part.
We do. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. If you're unfamiliar with Carter and this is your first listen, your first experience with Carter Sampson's music, you can go to store.towertheaterokc.com right now. If you scroll down a bit, you'll see 2 of her CDs are for sale. Now's not the time for streaming. Now's the time for buying physical albums and supporting musicians. You'll see 2 albums there. Lucky is the one that I'm lucky to have enough on vinyl. That's the one that we play at home. My son is at home watching this right now. I guarantee we'll be spinning our copy of Lucky tomorrow morning. what you're doing means so much. It's so watching. We will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. live. Tyson Mead is going to be here. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be weird. You wouldn't want it any other way. I want to say thank you again to the Oklahoma Shirt Company. Not only are they our underwriter tonight, but they're the ones who cranked out and worked overtime to make sure that we had those Live from Ponyboy t-shirts that you can purchase at our web store. So thank you to them. Thank you all for watching. We will get through this. We are stronger. Tough times don't last, but tough folks